Hey everybody, welcome back to another Kinesio Outdoors gear review video. Sorry about that. In this video, I am going to be reviewing the VivoBarefoot Tracker FG, which stands for Firm Ground. These boots are boots that I got last year as a response to not being able to find waterproof minimalist boots from a couple other brands. I was really excited about these because they're all leather, so they should be waterproof, and the leather actually was fantastic. You can see they're a little beat up. So I want to preface this review with I bought these slightly used off eBay. They were cheaper, which was great because I didn't want to spend $250 on boots that I didn't even know if I was going to like. I already had a pair of boots that I really liked, but I wanted a backup pair. So I got these used on eBay. I don't remember what I paid. Cosmetically, when I got them, they were perfectly fine. They were waterproof. I went out and walked in puddles and they were fantastic. So, but I will say that having gotten them used, I don't know if the durability that I found is a result of the boots themselves or if it's a result of my use plus excessive use before I bought them. So that's just something to consider. I don't know how much they were used before I got them, but cosmetically, they were pretty much perfect. So with these boots, I got them again because they were advertised to be waterproof minimalist boots, which I wanted. You can see they're definitely minimalist, and the FG stands for firm ground. So you can see this tread here. They have another tracker. I forget the, 2 or 3 letters afterwards, but those are going to have a much more aggressive tread. I actually found that this tread was fine and dry and slightly wet ground, but if it got pretty muddy, I found that I was slipping a little bit more than I would like to. This tread is not very deep, so it doesn't really stick out of the ground. So an exaggeration would be like cleats. So the cleats, we'll call it, the spikes of the cleats are pretty short with these. That's what I would say is a downside if you're in a really muddy area. Western Oregon, it can get pretty muddy, so I found myself slipping sometimes, but not too often. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, love these boots. They fit great. They are lightweight, like most minimal footwear, very flexible. I felt that I was able to be really quiet with these boots, which is something that's very important to me as a hunter first. These are also very durable. So this guy here is actually from I was walking and a stick was pretty sharp and I just skimmed through it. Very little damage. I kicked the stick hard enough that it kind of messed up my gait. So there's some force behind it. That part's fine. It's cosmetic. The boot still functions very well. I really, really enjoyed wearing this boot. I did find since they're waterproof that my feet got a little bit hot. Well, that makes sense because if water's not supposed to get in, water's probably not going to be able to evaporate out. So that's something to consider if you have nice sweaty feet like myself. I always just carry an extra pair of socks or two. And if it's so bad, I'll take my boots off, maybe a half hour, let them air out. If it's windy or sunny, let them dry out. New pair of socks, I'm good to go. Um, don't really have a whole lot of negative things to say about this boot, again, because I didn't buy these brand new. But I will say that after wearing these hunting in Western Montana, which is very brushy, lots of like shrubs growing out of the dirt, that really caused a lot of issues with my feet getting tangled up if I was, just trucking through brush, not trying to be quiet. And I actually had issues with this bottom part coming off the boot. And then the boot wasn't waterproof, which, since that's the reason I bought these boots, I was rather disappointed. So if you notice, this is happening in areas where there's a lot of motion in the foot. And what I mean by that is your toes have a lot of motion. So if your foot, this is like a side view, your toes have a lot of motion. And that is where my toes would be starting. That'd be the metatarsal head, I believe. So a lot of motion here. So right away, we saw that that was going to come off. I'm not surprised by that. It's really hard to make leather something that is going to move and stay connected to something. In this case, it looks like it was glued on. Considering there's so much motion and leather is not something that is great at being flexible, especially when it's meant to be waterproof and durable. So that's just something that's really difficult for any boot company to do. That's why you see a lot of boots that are really stiff. They have that nice thick leather, and you likely won't see this issue of this sole or this bottom tread coming off of the upper part of the boot, simply because there just isn't that flexibility and ability to move the boot in other more rigid boots. But that's something I ran into, and it happened on both boots. You can see it on this side, came off quite a bit, and it actually was coming off on the toes as well. Again, I was in pretty brushy country, and there were some times where I was just moving through the brush trying to get out of there. And these boots did not last long in Western Montana because of that. I was there for 14 days. I was working and scouting for 9 days before season started. I switched between these and a different brand of boot off and on, back and forth. And I really enjoyed these ones, especially after it rained, because my feet didn't get wet walking through the brush. It was fantastic. I was very happy. But when I was walking through some brush, and there was times where I was trying to like kick sticks aside to try to like clear a game path, to try to set up an ambush kind of position, to try to create a way to be successful hunting. These boots did not handle that very well. Probably miss like an abuse of these boots. I recognize that. That's what I did, and these boots really didn't hold up very well to it. So that's something you can kind of keep in mind. If you're concerned about it, maybe you could message their customer support specifically. I'm gonna say I probably abused these boots outside of like normal wear and tear, and also I bought them used. Other than this issue of them coming off, I love these boots. If it's really hot where you're hunting and you have sweaty feet, maybe not the best idea. But if the temperatures are cooler, or if your feet don't get as sweaty as mine do, I highly recommend these boots. I absolutely love these boots. They fit great, very comfortable. They move very well. I can feel the ground underneath very well. I have more ankle support than some other boots that I've worn in the past, which is fantastic if you want that ankle support. I don't mind either way, but I will say it just feels secure to have that ankle support. So that's great. Again, love the waterproof. Didn't like that they kind of got torn up pretty quickly. Again, these were torn up in under 3 weeks of hunting and doing some scouting and labor around trying to set up hunting situations, hunting ambush sites. So I would buy these again. I would buy them brand new. At the time, I didn't feel like spending the $250. If I was going to do it again, I'd buy them brand new, do another kind of review for myself. These did great for the 2.5 weeks that I was able to wear them every other day. They did exactly what I wanted them to, except for that durability. So that's my opinion of these boots. I really enjoy them. If you're worried about the tread, get the one with the more aggressive tread. I don't think it's an issue if you're walking in places that are going to be a little bit more dry and less slick. So overall, again, say this again, highly recommend the boots. I would buy them again brand new. And if you have any questions about these boots or any other products that I've done reviews on, please feel free to leave a comment below the video, or shoot me a direct message on my Instagram. My Instagram is at Kinesio Outdoors. Kinesio Outdoors is the same on Instagram as it is on YouTube. So thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great day.